Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Bay Area Unitarian Universalist Church. I'm Reverend Katie McQuage-Loukas, and my pronouns are she and hers. It is a cold, cold morning out there for us Texans. Some of us have lived other places and can cope, and we know what to do, but I know that's not true for everybody, so I do not think this is going to be one of our busiest Sunday mornings. So I would like to invite you to move forward if you would like, because I don't really think this front row is going to fill up. So if you would like to scooch forward a little bit, you are encouraged to do so. Yeah, right. It gives me somebody to talk to. All right, everyone, welcome, welcome. Whoever you are, whomever you love, however you have come to us today in body or mind or spirit, whether you're here in this room in person or as many of our people are doing this morning if you're joining us online, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. If this is your first time with us, you are welcome here. If this is your 500th time with us, you are welcome here. We are glad you are here, and we are glad to be here together. My opening words this morning are from Reverend David Breton. We gather into this circle. We gather into this circle of care to dream, to envision, to embody and achieve the compassion we dream, the justice we envision, the dignity of each in an ever-growing circle of love and justice. Come and let us worship together.
Good morning. I'm Verva Densmore, and I'll be your worship associate this morning. And Chris Rubley is going to light our chalice. We light this chalice to celebrate the inherent worth and dignity of every person, to reaffirm the historic pledge of liberal religion to seek that justice which transcends mere legality and moves toward a resolution of true equality, and to share that love which is ultimately beyond even our cherished reason, that love which unites us. And our opening song today is number 347, Gather the Spirit, and I hope everyone at home will sing out loud so we can hear you. The task of a covenant is to take responsibility for the freedom we say we believe in. We know that we're interconnected and that what we do creates ripples of hope or despair, of affirmation or negation. What we do with and for one another is powerful and beyond our imagining. This calls for a level of trust, courage, and sacrifice that needs to be nurtured and renewed on a regular basis. Please join me now in saying our covenant. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship. Thus do we covenant with one another.
And now please join with me in saying our covenant en español. El amor es la doctrina de esta iglesia. La búsqueda de la verdad es su sacramento y el servicio es su oración. Vivir en paz, en comunidad, buscar el conocimiento en libertad, servir a la humanidad en fraternidad. Así es como pactamos entre nosotros. I know I say this every week, but it has been a news week. I want to open by mentioning the hundreds of Unitarian Universalist clergy who went to Minneapolis this week in that cold, cold weather that I am ashamed to say I was totally unprepared for. I was looking at my closet and thinking I have no way to handle going to Minneapolis. I will amend that, I will fix that, because I need to be able to answer those calls. But I'm wearing my stole today, because those of you who are regulars know I don't really wear a stole that often, but I'm wearing it today for all those clergy who went and stood out there in negative whatever it was in Minneapolis and marched with local folks and held hands with local folks and supported them. And I don't think any of our people got arrested because none of them put themselves in the line. They made a circle around those who did step forward, the local folks who stepped forward to risk arrest at the Minneapolis airport and other places. And I wanted to honor all of my colleagues who went. I also wanted to share with you today, and I was gonna hold this, but we don't have any kiddos, so I'm gonna go for it now, a little bit about Alex Preddy. I'm sure many of you have seen bits or the whole of the videos that are making their way around. Alex's parents released a statement, and I'm going to read it now. We are heartbroken, but also very angry. Alex was a kind-hearted soul who cared deeply for his family and friends, and also the American veterans whom he cared for as an ICU nurse at the Minneapolis VA hospital. Alex wanted to make a difference in this world. Unfortunately, he will not be with us to see his impact. We do not throw around the term hero lightly. However, his last thought and act was to protect a woman. The sickening lies told about our son by the administration are reprehensible and disgusting. Alex is clearly not holding a gun when attacked by Trump's murdering and cowardly ICE thugs. He had his phone in his right hand, and his empty left hand is raised above his head while trying to protect the woman ICE had just pushed down, all while being pepper sprayed. Please get the truth out about our son. He was a good man. Thank you. And in that spirit of getting the truth out, I don't know how many of you are actually following it closely enough to realize that Minneapolis authorities have already had to sue DHS for tampering with the scene. They've already had to file multiple lawsuits to try to get evidence preserved. One of those lawsuits included a witness statement. And I think in the spirit of please get the truth out, it is my duty to read that witness statement from the pulpit and into something that will be online to try to do my part to get it out there. I'm sure you all know that this is violent, and so if you need to step out, I understand. I am a resident of the Whittier neighborhood of Minneapolis, Minnesota. I am over 18. I am a children's entertainer who specializes in face painting. On Saturday, January 24th, 2026, at 8:50 a.m., I was getting ready to go to work when I heard whistles outside. I knew the whistles meant that ICE agents were in the area, so I decided to check it out on my way to work. I have been involved in observing my community because it is so important to document what ICE is doing to my neighbors. Connecting to your local community and knowing who your neighbors are is something I profoundly value. I drove to Nicollet Avenue and 26th, where I could hear the whistles. I turned south onto Nicollet. There were already several agents there, and they'd set up a sort of vehicle convoy on Nicollet and 28th. There were also about 15 observers there recording and observing ICE. I saw ICE agents surrounding cars and punching car windows. I also saw them stopping vehicles further down Nicollet, so I backed up because I did not feel safe continuing on. I noticed a man sort of acting to help traffic move more smoothly. He helped me find a place to park. I got out with my whistle and camera. I went over to him and I said something like, "I'm going to film and use my whistle." It seemed like most ICE activity was happening a little farther down the street from us. Near 27th, someone was being thrown to the ground. I started recording. There was an agent by a car across the street. 2 observers were a few feet away from the agent blowing their whistles. One was wearing a backpack. I and the man who was observing and directing traffic were standing in the street. There was a phone in the man's hand recording a video. An agent approached and asked us to back up, so I moved slowly back onto the sidewalk. The man stayed in the street filming as the other observers I mentioned earlier were being forced backward by another ICE agent threatening them with pepper spray. The man went closer to support them as they got threatened, just with his camera out. I did not see him reach for or hold a gun. Then the ICE agent shoved one of the other observers to the ground. Then he started pepper spraying all 3 of them directly in the face and all over. The man with the phone put his hands above his head, and the agent sprayed him again and pushed him. Then the man tried to help up the woman the ICE agents had shoved to the ground. The ICE agents just kept spraying. More agents came over and grabbed the man who was still trying to help the woman get up. All 3 of the observers looked to have been badly affected by the pepper spray. I could feel the pepper spray in my eyes. The agents pulled the man on the ground. I didn't see him touch any of them. He wasn't even turned toward him. It didn't look like he was trying to resist, just trying to help the woman up. I did not see him with a gun. They threw him to the ground. 4 or 5 agents had him on the ground and they just started shooting him. They shot him so many times. I don't know why they shot him. He was only helping. I was 5 feet from him and they just shot him. The video I recorded of what happened accurately depicts the events leading up to the agent shooting him and several minutes afterward. The video was attached to her statement. I have read the statement from DHS about what happened, and it is wrong. The man did not approach the agents with a gun. He approached them with a camera. He was just trying to help a woman get up, and they took him to the ground. I feel afraid. Only hours have passed since they shot a man right in front of me, and I don't feel like I can go home because I heard agents were looking for me. I don't know what the agents will do when they find me. I do know they are not telling the truth about what happened. I've heard other witnesses might have been arrested and taken to the Whipple building. I am disgusted and gutted at how they are treating my neighbors and my state. I keep alternating between crying and feeling determined. It is important to remember the value of documenting injustice. We show up for the people who need us to bear witness because it can't just be one group of people bearing the brunt of their tyranny. This is a struggle to protect our freedom and democracy. Those things are on the line. He lost his life for those values. Let us take a moment of silence for Alex Preddy and for his family, and for all those traumatized by living under ICE occupation. May his memory be a blessing. I often begin our candle time by lighting our red candle of community, reminding us that we are part of something greater, that we are part of a whole, the people in this space and the people beyond this space attached to our community by ties of love or history, or simply by virtue of being our neighbors. I light it today with some heavy news for many of us. Butch Cockrell is very ill, and he is resting at home. If you would like to go see him, please call first. He's having good days and bad days. Make sure it's a good day before you go over. But if you would like to see him, I do suggest you do it soon. So as I light our red candle, we hold Butch Cockrell in our hearts and the whole Cockrell family. I have also lit our white candle for peace, for all those places around the world, suffering, violence, and devastation, but also right here at home, where many of our own citizens are experiencing violence and devastation. Our white candle is, as ever, a reminder that we commit and recommit over and over again to doing what is necessary to build a more peaceful world, which means building a more just world and a world where all can thrive. And now a breath for all the heavy things I have laid out for us. And a moment to remember that all of our own concerns are also important. That everything we brought in the door with us today matters, whether it be a sorrow or a joy, a hope or a worry, or a milestone celebration. Whatever it is we walked in the door with is part of the fabric of this community life. Whatever you've brought with you today, I invite you to bring it forward and to light a candle for it that we might share in it with you. Excuse me. Remember that whatever you have brought, you are not alone in it. We witness it, we witness you. If you would like a candle brought to you, please raise your hand. Come forward as you are moved. This morning, to help us settle in a little bit, I have a body blessing from Reverend Lisa Bovee-Kemper. It has some hand motions and movements. Do them as you are comfortable. It's always an invitation, not an expectation. Begin by touching your hands to your forehead and bless yourself. May you be blessed with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. May your intellect take you far on your journey. You have been blessed with reason and free will. It is your call every day to use these gifts. Move to the throat. May you be blessed with voice. May you learn the complex nature of truth-telling. The ability to speak the truth in love is something that requires honesty, empathy, and care. You are challenged every day to seek the joy that comes with sharing your truth compassionately as well as listening to others. Now move to your heart. May your heart be full and blessed with love. May you know the agony of heartbreak as it is intertwined with the elation of true love. Your heart is a strong and resilient organ, one that will be with you until the end of your time on earth. May you heed the wisdom of your heart and always trust the truth it tells. Now your abdomen. You are blessed with the gift of sexuality. May you always remember that you are a beloved child of God. Your body is sacred and belongs to you alone. May you live into the full expression of your identity as a human being. Embracing your sexual and gender identity, the gift of sexuality brings with it many rewards as well as great responsibility. May you always retain power over your own being, striving toward mutually fulfilling and just relationship. Now touch your hands to each other or clasp them. When you were a baby, your tiny hands were your first contact with the world. Before you could see more than a few feet in front of your face, you grasped the finger of your loved ones. You catch yourself with your hands when you fall, and you express love and comfort to others with them. May your hands be gentle and strong. May you use them to carry light into the darkness and rest to the weary. May your hands always find the place of greatest need, beginning with your own. And may the Creator of all things hold you in the palm of her hand wherever you go. Now wrap your arms around your whole body. It's difficult to do and read at the same time. May you be blessed on your journey. May you remember that growth happens on the journey and you are never alone. May you always remember that you are a whole person, that each of these parts work together. We offer our blessings upon you, body, mind, and spirit. May you be guided by compassion and truth, justice and love. May you find rest on the journey, always remembering where you come from, being mindful that your ancestors stand behind you, whether we are present on earth or have gone back to the soul of the world. May you be blessed in all things and carry blessings with you wherever you go. Amen. And may it be so. Our prayer and song is number 352, Find a Stillness. Please remain seated.
In the Good morning. My name is Gloria Miller, and I am the Director of Religious Education here at Bay Area Unitarian Universalist Church. And my pronouns are she, her. Our tale for all ages today is entitled Don't Hug Doug by Carrie Finnison. You can hug a pug. You can hug a bug, maybe. Or a slug. Ooh. But don't hug Doug. He doesn't like it. No hugs, please. You can hug a valentine. Sweet. Or a porcupine. Not recommended. Or a Frankenstein. Grr. But don't hug Doug. He doesn't like it. Seriously, no hugs. Don't worry. Doug likes you. He just doesn't like hugs. Doug thinks that hugs are too squeezy and too squashy and too squishy and too swishy. There's lots of things Doug does like. He likes to sort his rock collection and try on his sock collection and draw with his chalk collection. And he really likes harmonica bands, but he doesn't like hugs. So no matter how huggable he looks, no matter how much you want to, even if it's his birthday, please don't hug Doug. I'm just not a hugger. What about hello hugs? No. What about goodbye hugs? Nope. What about game-winning home run hugs? What about dropped ice cream cone hugs? Still, no, but I'd love another scoop. There's only one kind of hug that Doug likes. He likes a not squeezy, not squashy, not squoozy, not smushy, just right bedtime hug from his mom. Is it bedtime? Are you Doug's mom? No, you're not. So don't hug Doug. Thanks, but no thanks. Can you hug these people? Doug's best friend, Finn? Grandma? An identical twin? This baby? There's only one way to find out. Ask. Can I hug you? Not now, gotta roll. Can I hug you, Grandma? Yes, I've always loved hugs, and I always will. Can I hug you? Yes. No. Can I hug you? She asked the baby. Ba ga ba ba. That means yes. Can you hug Doug's pet pot-bellied pig? Ask. Can we hug your pet pot-bellied pig? Yes, she loves hugs, but be gentle. She's a little scared of strangers. Some people love hugs. Lots of people don't. And lots of people are somewhere in the middle. Who here likes hugs? I do. Me too. I would love a hug right now. I don't. Me neither. Never have. Well, sometimes. From certain people. When I'm sad. On Tuesdays. So can you hug Doug? No, he doesn't like it. Oh nay, Uggs hey. That's Pig Latin. But he does like you. And he likes high fives. Doug is a master of high fives. The straight five, the double five, the low five, the side five, the elbow five, the spinny five, jump five, granny five, piggy five, Franken five. He even has a high five for you. Go ahead, ask. Hey, Doug, high five? Yes, I love high fives. So, we would be recessing now to the children's wing for children's RE, had we children. So I'm going to tell you what we were going to do in RE today and invite the adults to do so as well after service. The Unitarian Universalist Association, of which we're a part, has asked all of the Unitarian Universalist churches, they've sent a spreadsheet with listing our UU sibling churches in various cities that are being threatened and hurt by ICE. And so we have signed up for 4 of those churches to be our sibling UU churches. One is White Oak Church in Minneapolis. We have 2 churches in Portland, Allen Avenue Church in Portland, Maine, and the First Parish of Portland UU Church in Portland. And then the 4th church is our Southern Sister Church, Baton Rouge, Unitarian Universalist Church in Baton Rouge. And so I have set out cards, we have set out cards and pens and the highlighted churches that we're going to be sending notes to. I'll put them all in manila envelopes. And when the children come back, and they have been invited to do so at home today, if they're staying home, we will put them all in the envelope, fill it up, and let our sister churches know that we are thinking of them and supporting them in solidarity. Thank you.
Our responsive reading is in the back of the gray hymnal. It's number 490. It is Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. Number 490. Please join in with me on the italicized text. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese high in the clean blue air are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things.
Tis a gift to be simple, tis a gift to be free.
Our choir's a little smaller than usual this morning, but their sound is not. That was wonderful. Thank you. Our reading this morning is one that's written by Reverend Karen G. Johnson, who is the senior minister at First Unitarian Universalist Society in Burlington, Vermont, and it's called These Bodies. We Unitarian Universalists have long been known to be a bit too much in our heads, but we've been moving toward a more authentic reconnection to our bodies, a more genuine relationship with our bodies and in our bodies. Hallelujah, and blessed be. These bodies, our houses, our bodies, our being, these bodies, without which we can neither have inherent worth or recognize it in others. These bodies, without which we cannot experience the interdependent web of existence, for it is through these bodies that we are part of that self-same web. Let us pledge ourselves, the whole of ourselves, to the great collective liberation of our bodies. Let us pledge ourselves, the whole of ourselves, to do all that we can to protect against gendered violence against all bodies, known and unknown, near and far, stranger and friend. Let us pledge ourselves, the whole of ourselves, to inhabit these bodies, to honor these bodies, to celebrate these bodies, to defend these bodies. So be it. See to it.
We say that Unitarian Universalists live a lot in our heads and are not as embodied as we could be. But it's not just us. There is a long religious history of denying or despising the body. But our bodies, these are our material reality. Our bodies are how we engage with the world. Our minds are based in our brains and our nerves and our guts in ways we don't even fully understand. Our spirits, who can say? But while we are alive and on this earth, we are moving through this earth in these bodies. Our bodies define how we move through the world, literally with muscle and bone, but also how our bodies are perceived by others and what meanings our bodies carry, wanted or not. These meanings shape the world around us. January 22nd is the anniversary of Roe v. Wade, the Supreme Court case that codified the bodies of those who can bear children. That anniversary doesn't mean a lot anymore now that Roe has been dismantled. Roe was never the goal, merely one facet of the whole, but its loss has been shattering to those who have relied on its protections. In this current term, the court has heard cases on the ability of trans children to participate in sports. And again, how our bodies are perceived is defining how we are able to engage with the world. When we talk about things as social constructs, that's what we mean, that perception, that laws and social norms make a thing real, only tangentially related to physicality. Race and gender are noticeable examples, but also ability and disability, size, age. These dynamics show up in our language. We talk about how much space we're allowed to take up, or we talk about feeling small. Our worlds have been shaped to accommodate some bodies, but not others. What rooms have space for us? What buildings are accessible to us? Can each of us participate in civic and public life, or is it closed off to us due to our bodies? This particular era of our politics is heavily defined by the policing of bodies. Borders are also not a material reality. They're a social reality, a thing we made up, and bodies on two sides of a border are treated as if they are materially different when they are not. Race is barely a material reality. Sure, the color of my hair is real, but what it means is socially defined. It is what we have made it. This is why we so often see and hear racists advocating for real differences among peoples to try to make the social reality a material one. These days, it tends to be IQ tests. Once upon a time, it was measuring people's skulls. We're trying to create narratives about types of people. Physical ability is real enough, but again, it means what we have made it mean. If we did not fear death so much as a society that we refuse to think about our own life trajectories, we might collectively understand that physical ability and disability is a universal concern and that all of us will, at some point, have bodies that change. At some point, we will all be affected by an inability to participate in public life. And again, this is a choice we have made collectively as a society to ignore the needs of particular kinds of bodies. Reproductive justice as a concept is about a lot of things. It's an umbrella term. But the broadest meanings are anything required for us to flourish in these bodies. The right to have children or not, the right to raise children in safety and health, the right to form our families in what ways seem best to us. Reproductive justice is about the flourishing of life. Reproductive justice includes, by necessity and definition, the right to be an embodied person in the world and have access to the conditions necessary for all bodies to flourish. I have come to understand that one of the key components of fascism and authoritarianism is an escalation in the policing of bodies. We understand that clearly when we see brown bodies being beaten in the streets and when we see brown children being flown across the country to internment camps. And we don't often frame it this way as the wrong kinds of bodies, but for me, this is one of the threads that's linking together multiple policy and agenda items. Vaccines somehow making bodies impure, disease killing the weakest, this is about privileging and policing bodies. When the president speaks of Somali and Haitian immigrants with disgust, that's racism grounded in physical embodiment, not least of which is his own, since disgust is an embodied response. And also that strange fear of bodily contamination that is common to racist regimes. Sexual orientation has been at least a partially winnable battle because it crosses some of those other identities. Queerness exists in a lot of kinds of bodies. And the Born This Way narrative uses the way we currently give our bodies meaning to advocate for acceptance of sexuality as a material, real thing. And reproductive freedoms have historically worked similarly. If bodies are holding back a class of people, then the laws must be changed to free that class of people. Contraception and abortion as legal matters are based in whether the state has a vested interest in policing those bodies at certain times and in what ways. Roe in particular was understood as balancing personal privacy with that state interest. At what point does the state need to get involved with your body? And the state's answer was to decide when the body of the fetus might matter, and it was a balancing of civil rights. But note that it was never about human rights, because that's a totally different set of questions. This dismantling of reproductive rights, policing bodies, and deciding what bodies ought to be for, is my body for me, for my own living and being in the world, or does my body exist for some other purpose? Does it belong to me or not? At what point should the state have a compelling interest in controlling my body? This applies to a pretty broad spectrum of life. Pretty much everything we describe as government is about when the state can decide what my body can do. Expanding the voting franchise, changing immigration laws, changing reproductive freedoms, all of these define what bodies are allowed to be in the world and in public. But civil rights are only one part of how we exist in the world, and there are rights that go beyond the civic conversation. As Unitarian Universalists, we have long believed that our bodies are good. Whether we believe they are created in the image of God or whether we believe they rose from nature, they are part of what it means to be human, not an obstacle to being human. These bodies of ours aren't accidents, but central to our being, all bodies. And that means that every human being has human rights grounded in our embodiment. How would many of our political conversations be different if the world understood all bodies to be sacred and holy? If all bodies are sacred, if all bodies are divine gifts, then civil rights is the least. The real question is not what is the bare minimum for public life, but what is the maximum for flourishing? And if all bodies are sacred gifts, then how we choose to use them is always an act of moral discernment with the possibility of embodying the sacred. Who we love is sacred, our sexuality is sacred, our creativity, both mental and physical, is sacred. To engage with our bodies and to choose how to live in them is thus not only a matter of politics, it's a way we work out our divine vocation, how we are called to be in the world. Our careers, our families, our leisure activities, these are all areas of human life that can be an arena for divine potential to play out. This is a gift and a responsibility, and enacting it does not belong to the state, it belongs to us. The state has a responsibility to protect the bodies, particularly of others. As the saying goes, my right to swing my fist ends at your face. But the state does not get to decide which bodies are worthy, which bodies are correct, or which bodies have inherent dignity, because they all do. And we embody these things, worth and dignity, regardless. Is the purpose of my body to bear children? The only person who gets to discern that is me. My community and my government might have some opinions on this, but ultimately only I know what my body is for. Is the purpose of my body to have sex in particular ways or with a particular gender? Other people can have opinions, but I am the one who knows. Is the purpose of my body to be aesthetically pleasing? Only when I feel like it. Is the purpose of my body to labor for others? Again, only when I feel like it. The political game has always been about the civil rights and responsibilities, and those who are perceived as responsible are given rights. But we are all responsible always to whatever capacity we have, and we all have the rights that accompany that responsibility. And this is what justice really means, especially reproductive justice, maximizing our ability to live freely and responsibly, maximizing civil rights and also refusing to yield on human rights, because all people have the right to thrive. The right to decide what happens within my own body, the right to form my family in the way that contributes to all of us thriving, the right to proper pay for my labor, the right to participate in the political realm that will make rules that govern me, the right to medical care that supports me, the right to change and shape my body to meet my own understanding of what my body needs to be and do, the right to live in safety, the right to joy and pleasure and play, the right to cross borders to seek a better life. When we understand the sacred nature of our bodies and the sacred responsibilities of living in them, we might perhaps begin to see the interwoven nature of the assault on bodies under fascism and authoritarianism. The limits placed on flourishing and the policing of bodies denies the sacred nature of our embodied being. The web of immoral actions is based on hierarchy, what kinds of bodies and what kinds of people are worthy. It is the job of the courts and the legislatures to sift through these questions of legal distinctions and civil rights, and that is one area of work as we fight against the current regime. But beyond that, there is deeper work for us to do, to push for an expansive understanding of the rights of all people, grounded in the sacred worth of our whole being, including our bodies. And that requires we demand more wherever we can. It requires that we expand not just legal rights, but the conversations happening in public life so that we can share our views and perhaps spread them to others from whatever moral or faithful grounding they bring to their own public and civic life. This is perhaps a strange form of evangelism, and I know it feels like a strange avenue for any of us to take. We are not an evangelizing people. But I am convinced that actual persuasion and culture change will do more to preserve liberty and promote flourishing than simply engaging with the law. This is a way in which we can build coalitions, expand the scope of our work, and ultimately simply get more done. This perspective reminds us that every act of compromise might be a victory, but ultimately exists to be a launchpad for more. We must not forget that the other side is more than willing to do this. The forces of oppression are more than willing to engage in persuasion, to build coalitions across faith and party lines, and do whatever it takes to build consensus on their own terms. And we can do the same, and we must do the same. Any compromise on freedom and flourishing must be temporary and move us closer to liberation, not farther from it. Ultimately, I think we're going to have to rethink our whole way of life from the ground up. It is obvious to me in this moment that the systems we had were not enough for flourishing, let alone liberation. Hundreds of years of history indicate otherwise, and recent events suggest they are insufficient to get us back to where we were, let alone move us forward. Roe was never enough, and it will never be enough again. We must reimagine. Medical care must be expansive and full coverage instead of a piecemeal approach that enriches some and leaves others to suffer. Education should be freely available instead of available only to those who can afford it, because again, some are enriched at the expense of others. And ICE and Border Patrol cannot be reformed into usefulness and must be abolished. It sounds radical to some, but to me, this is the moderate position. Those who murder in the street must not be empowered by the state to continue to do so. It is that simple for me. And while we're at it, we made up borders in the first place, and we made up all the regulations around them, and we can abolish those too. And I wasn't going to say it during the prayer portion. It didn't quite seem appropriate, but I really do try to restrict my F-bombs to maybe once a year. And this is the day. Fuck ICE. Fuck Border Patrol. That's my budget. That's my budget for the year. I'm gonna hold myself back going forward for a little while. It is compromise and appeasement and working within regulations that got us to this moment. And now all of those legal rights are being torn down and human rights ignored. And this is part of what Audre Lorde meant when she wrote that the master's tools will never dismantle the master's house. The way out can't be the thing that got us here, or it would have gotten us there already. The way out is going to have to be a new way. A way that we imagine when we ground ourselves in justice instead of order, when we value human beings and human bodies more than we value easy governance. When we start from a place of love, we can move towards liberation, and that movement will not take place until we make that commitment in all that we do, in everything that we do, in all the many forms of our human bodies. May it be so, and amen. Once a month, we share the plate with an organization that embodies our values in the world, and normally I try to do this on our highest attending Sundays. So everybody watching online, get on the church website and get ready to donate now. We're counting on you, and if you want to maybe drop off a check early in the week, that would be great too. I am sorry to say that with all the plate sharing we did with all the different food pantries in November, I forgot about December and I felt terrible. So this month, we are going to go ahead and do Bay Area Turning Point, which would have been our recipient in December, to make sure we uphold our obligation to our community partners. Bay Area Turning Point advocates to end sexual and domestic violence. They started as a local shelter and crisis center. They started to offer non-residential services and outreach and education in the larger community. They have a hotline, they offer counseling, they offer advocacy when engaging with social services or the law, and more. Bay Area Turning Point is the primary resource in our area for people in crisis, and we are one of their partners for financial support. Please give as generously as you are able, and half of what you give today will go to Bay Area Turning Point. Thank you.
Nice. Please join me in blessing our offering. This gift from the abundance of my life blesses me, our ministries, and the world. So our announcements today. First, due to the freeze, we've postponed the Lunch and Learn with Joe Higgs, who is from the Metropolitan Organization. And that was scheduled for today and has been postponed until Sunday, February 15th. Also, there will be no Buddhist meditation tonight. Again, that will resume next Sunday here in the sanctuary. So on Tuesday, January 27th at 7 p.m. in the sanctuary, we will welcome Michael Pelletier, I hope I said his name correctly, as our guest to kick off our Great Decisions get-togethers. Michael is a former U.S. diplomat and ambassador and currently heads the University of Houston Comprehensive Internationalization efforts. You do not need to be enrolled in Great Decisions to attend this. Everybody is welcome. Join this Wednesday in Cockrell Hall for Wednesday night dinner at 5:45. And after dinner, we'll have Vespers in the sanctuary at 6:30, followed by team trivia at 7 p.m. back in Cockrell Hall. Enthusiastic people show up for that. Next Sunday, middle school and high school youth are invited to a youth breakfast club, which meets the first Sunday of each month at 10 a.m. to 10:40 in the youth room. Youth may arrive anytime during that window to enjoy breakfast, connect with friends, and spend time with religious education teachers. And just before 11, the youth will come in here together for service. This month's breakfast features a build-your-own taco breakfast bar. I know, I'm going to pretend. Do you think I can pass? No. After today's service, stay a while for coffee at Cockrell Hall, and join us for coffee, tea, good conversation, and a relaxed space to connect with friends, meet new people, share in the warmth of our community. Everyone is welcome, and there is always a seat at the table. Yes. Oh, that's one more thing due to the weather. Thank you, Barbara. No P-flag meeting this afternoon. If you're new to BAUUC, scan the QR code. There's a QR code, Mike? It was there. There, it's back. And get on our mailing list. And now, our closing hymn has changed from what you see in the order of service. We are going to do hymn number 1017. That way the people at home don't need a hymnal. They all know this one. Hymn number 1017, Building a New Way. And it's in your teal hymnal. And it is in the teal hymnal.
Also, make note, there's two more verses at the bottom right, if you don't know what that is. There's verse 3 and verse 4 at the bottom right. A lot of times you don't see it. I've been guilty of that.
One final closing piece before I move on to our benediction. Next week, we're going to do the blessing of the chalices again. If you were here last year, I asked people to bring chalices from home, and I had a bunch of chalices. I got every chalice in the building, and we put it here, and we lit them, and we blessed them together so that we could all take them home again and have a little piece of church with us in our homes. And we're going to do that again this year. So if you got a chalice last year, bring it. If you forget your chalice, you can use one of the ones we have here. We will set so many things on fire. It's going to be great. So today I repeat the closing words of our reading. Let us pledge ourselves, the whole of ourselves, to inhabit these bodies, to honor these bodies, to celebrate these bodies, to defend these bodies. So be it, see to it, and amen. Go in peace, everyone, and stay warm.